A funny memory from St. Ambrose was when Dr. Joy ate that really spicy chip and like his whole face was turning like red and purple. I felt bad, but it was kind of funny.
Working at the Walt Disney Company, now being in the professional world, it's given me a lot to think about, just looking back at my college experience, as well as specifically St. Ambrose Academy. And something that was really unique about St. Ambrose Academy was how integrated they made every single one of their courses. You really felt like all of the teachers and all of the students were on the same page, which is getting to heaven. We started each class with praying a Hail Mary or just opening the class in prayer that was led by a different student. And that was just really unique and helps me go into college feeling confident in that integration because I'd gotten to see the faith from the aspects of history, English, religion, science, language, theater, sports, all of the different things, rather than it just being confined to a religion class. So that was something that was really unique about my experience at St. Ambrose.
One thing that St. Ambrose really taught me was to put prayer first. We were always very particular about making sure that the Lord was the center of our day with Mass and frequent confessions, and especially my senior year when we were doing all-day adoration on Fridays, the first Fridays of the month. It really just helped me learn that the Lord is the center of education. It's not all about getting A's and writing papers and taking tests. It's about making sure that the Lord is guiding what you're doing.
Something I look back as being unique to my experience at St. Ambrose is just really the emphasis on intellectual rigor, specifically with respect to primary sources. I don't remember frequently running off to a summary of a topic or just taking the textbook's word for it. If we were getting into the weeds on some topic in history or some topic in philosophy, we'd be digging up the original author, sometimes in the original Latin, to really try to understand exactly where the idea was coming from, to make sure we understood it in the exact words in which it was originally put forward.
One of my favorite classes was religion with Dr. Nielsen my senior year, because I loved diving into Catholic social teaching. The class really challenged me to think of concrete actions I can take in my daily life to fulfill my vocation and be a responsible member of society.
Someone who had a big impact on me at St. Ambrose, Dr. Nielsen, is probably going to be a pretty standard answer to this question for those of us who were around there sort of during this time frame. She had such a love of finding sort of the true, the good, and the beautiful in any piece of media that we interacted with, whether it was Star Trek or Cowboy Bebop or Heart of Darkness, which is like, so those first two are just silly examples of popular culture. The third one is actually a book that we study. This attitude of trying to find the true, the good, and the beautiful in media of all kinds is something that's persisted with me to this day. It actually annoys my wife intensely whenever we finish watching a movie together and I instantly start talking about the different themes that were present in the movie, references to kind of other pieces of literature. It annoys her intensely, which is why I continue to do it at every possible opportunity.
I would say that my favorite class while I was at St. Ambrose was probably Latin. I had Dr. Ludwig for all 4 years, and he just made the class really fun. I still have my old Lingua Latina book just because of how many jokes we had in that book, so it's kind of fun to look through, which actually writing down the jokes kind of helped me remember the language as well, so there's that.
The skill that I learned from St. Ambrose that I'm really grateful for is the ability to talk about my faith, even with people from other religions. My friend group here at college, most of us are different religions, and we catch ourselves a lot talking about what we believe, but we're just there listening. We're not there to disrespect each other, criticize each other. That's one thing I'm very grateful for. I'm really grateful to find friends like that. Whether we're the same religion or not, or we're not going to let religion decide whether or not we should be friends.
My favorite class at St. Ambrose was Cycle 4 English, primarily because we got to read some of my favorite books that are, to this day, some of the best books that I just go back and I reread when I need something that makes me feel good, that makes me feel connected, which is kind of odd given the fact that they're all pretty depressing books, but I love them. I still go back to The Man Who Is Thursday, Out of the Silent Planet, Old Man and the Sea. Yes, Old Man and the Sea. And these books are touch points for me in my life. And I can always go back to them and I can always find meaning in them.
Something I learned at St. Ambrose that has really stuck with me would be the impact that a role model like a teacher or a coach can have on a young person's life. Experiencing that firsthand at St. Ambrose, it in large part motivated me to want to become a coach someday. And is a responsibility that I hope to embrace and succeed in the future.
Something that I've really grown in appreciation for that St. Ambrose gave me was the family atmosphere. Definitely at the time I knew I was getting great academics, access to the sacraments, and good formation in my faith, and that certainly has turned out to be true. But having gone through college and having friends now, most of them have maybe one or two friends that they're still close with from high school, and I have many more than that. And I'm not just close with those individuals, I'm close with a lot of their families too, which is really just been a huge blessing in my life as I've gotten older, to just have a large extended family from St. Ambrose. So I'm really blessed and appreciative of that, and I don't take that for granted at all. As for a funny memory, I don't know if you guys can end up using this or not, but my senior year, the basketball team played a game in Fall River. There was a pool attached to the locker room, and we had joked for multiple years that our senior year we were going to jump into it. So even though we lost the game, that door was unlocked and we jumped into that pool. And Mr. Emmett, I don't know if you're watching. I know you had to go ahead and suspend us and give us some community service for doing that, because they, I guess there was a camera or something, and Fall River didn't really appreciate that act. I would just say that I hope that you've come around to finding some humor in it, because we definitely still joke about that.